Our member companies, they share very similar challenges. We can see that permitting problems are actually European problems, not only regional and national one. Our coalition can be strong representative for European business, and together we can horizontally simplify and accelerate the permitting process. My name is Piotr Rodak. I'm a policy analyst at Business and Science Poland, which is the largest Polish business organization in Brussels, representing a broad group of leading companies in different sectors, including energy, clean tech, transport, agriculture, chemicals, critical raw materials, defense, and digital services. Inefficient permitting is a complex problem to solve. It requires action at many levels, including national, regional, and European one. As the Informal Coalition on Permitting, we believe that by gathering more than a dozen organizations, we can influence horizontal simplification and acceleration of permitting processes in the European Union. These actions are really crucial to building European Union self-dependence, acceleration of clean transition, as well as strengthening our economic competitiveness. One of the biggest problems when it comes to permittings are actually long waiting periods for investment permit decisions. According to recent studies, more than 60% of companies experience permitting delays of 1 to 6 years, and 80% recognize permitting problems as a key investment barrier. Although the RED III directive sets the clear time limits for renewable energy investment projects, the processes still take too long. When it comes to other investment projects, there are not such time limits, unclear expectations, and a lack of interconnectivity between authorities. Its influence, especially cross-border projects, especially in terms of CO2 and hydrogen pipelines. I need to emphasize that unclear status of Baltic seabeds under the Helsinki Convention amplifies the issue even more. Permitting authorities lack technical knowledge, staffing, and dedicated funding and digital tools needed by today's multi-sector and complex projects. All those problems lead to inefficient permitting, duplicative processes, permitting delays, and coordination failure. At Business and Science Poland, we identify significant room to simplify and accelerate the permitting process in the European Union. We don't even need to look outside of the European Union to find good practices. Critical Raw Materials Act itself sets clear expectations. For strategic mining projects, the permitting process needs to be done maximum within 27 months. And when it comes to recycling and processing facilities, it needs to be maximum 15 months. This is like huge difference comparing to regular permitting processes, which can take even more than 10 years. But when it comes to strategic projects under Critical Raw Materials Act, we only take care of very narrow fragment of needs of the European Union. The practices that are included because of the Critical Raw Materials Act need to be more common, and it has to be normal practice, not just exemption when it comes to permitting process in the European Union. An important step towards fighting the overlapping permitting procedures in the European Union is the creation of one-stop shop and national levels. Instead of contacting different authorities or like sending application to through many different online portals, project promoters would be able to send everything through one body and one institution. So that would speed up the whole permitting process very much. Permitting must be recognized as a strategic public function with proper EU funding. Without proper support for national and regional authorities, no legal solutions will be implemented in member states. This is the same case as we see in terms of RED III directive that is facing resistance when it comes to permitting for renewable energy projects in most of the member states. The Informal Coalition on Permitting gathers different organizations, both industry-specific and those one representing the businesses from specific member states. But we can see that our member companies, they share very similar challenges. We can see that permitting problems are actually European problems, not only regional and national one. So that's why we believe that our coalition can be strong representative for European business, and together we can horizontally simplify and accelerate the permitting process. With more than a dozen organizations, our voice will be heard. I also think that in those times, in this geopolitical situation, European companies need to cooperate together to build the real strength of our economy. And I think that Informal Coalition on Permitting can be a good example, a good model for other business activities in the European Union.